I had no intention of ever even speaking on this. Had they left me alone, you still wouldn't know what really took place.
Thank you to all my family and friends who have been with me through my journey, either in person or in spirit. Big thank you to all the people I met overseas for your kindness, and even though you didn't know me. The people I'm about to describe to you have made me realize how much I appreciate every single one of you. So thank you and namaste. The truth is the one thing that narcissists hate the most. And I'm using 3 examples: Veronica, Latoya, and Al. All 3 of these people came into my life around the same time, and they all exited my life at the same time. So they were nothing more than a lesson. In retrospect, everything was going great in my life. The single most negative thing that I had going on was my relationship with these people.
I don't got time to be spreading lies. I ain't got time for lies.
But I do know that there are a lot of people out there who go through this same thing with these same types of people, and remaining passive about it only perpetuates the problem. I was always the funny, positive, supportive one.
I know what's up. I'm a positive motherfucker.
Right?
I deal with nothing but positive energy and good energy.
I'm saying.
I'm not evil. I'm not negative. Straight like that.
I miss Prodigy. But that makes me more susceptible to attracting narcissists. It was only when I got tired of dealing with these people's personal problems and negative energy that I spoke up about it and all of a sudden became the bad guy. All genuine people emit positive energy. It is like a light. Narcissists, because they are inherently negative, are attracted to that light. So genuine people often come into contact with narcissists because you are literally like a light at the end of the tunnel to them. You represent everything that they cannot be. So by being around you or associating with you in any way, that to them represents a reflection of themselves. So the other day I was watching TV with my little one and we came across one of the Harry Potter movies. I saw a perfect example of what a narcissist is and even could look like on the inside. First I'm going to show you a picture of the villain, Voldemort. Oh, that's what I said, isn't it?
Voldemort.
Okay, Voldemort. In the clip, Harry Potter enters the spiritual realm where he sees Voldemort for who he really is. When you're dealing with spirituality, all facades come down. Now we all lie. I mean, let me tell you this. If you and I were in a car together and the windows were rolled up, it was me. You don't hear it in the clip, but there's a wizard who tells Harry Potter, you can't help him. And that is the same with narcissists. They have to want to help themselves. Each and every one of us has to want to help ourselves. That is the challenge of life. Self-healing is an inside job. The rest of the world should not have to suffer because any individual or group of people is incapable. You guys ready for Narcissism 101?
Yay!
Narcissists are extremely insecure. Even a narcissist who may seem well off materially is completely lacking on the inside. Money or material items or status, because all those things are external, are indicative of their personal importance.
That it's nothing, it's not fulfilling. What is fulfilling is having truth and information and decency and honor.
They can't stand to see you with self-confidence or self-esteem. Narcissists lie, manipulate, exaggerate, and omit truth about everything, including themselves and the world around them, to fit the image that they want to project of themselves.
Success is great as long as you don't compromise to get it.
Their biggest fear is being seen for who they really are. They fear being found out. They are dominated by fear, and they are counting on other people being fearful as well. So they use fearful tactics to try to gain leverage over others. Threats, harassment, violence. They do anything to suppress the truth. To expose them puts them back in a state of vulnerability. a state that they don't know how to come out of, a state that they don't know how to correct or heal. When they are independent or on their own, they are in states of self-loathing. Speaking any truth or reality to a narcissist will cause them to react to you in a way that shows exactly how emotionally unevolved and undeveloped they are.
What did you do? The patties taste horrible. Everybody hates them.
This is how they'll react to you, primarily if it's not something that they want to hear. Narcissists are like black holes of negative energy. If you could quantify their inner state, it would be below zero. So when I refer to a narcissist as negative, that's what I'm talking about. Not only are they negative people, but they are literally in the negative when it comes to how they feel about themselves and therefore how they feel about the rest of the world. Keep in mind, this is no one's problem but their own, especially as adults. Everything is an illusion with them.
I guess I can live with being a useless, worthless nothing as long as no one finds out.
Narcissists also need validation. Because they don't have any positivity in their inner state, they are constantly seeking from the outside world something that says that they are worthy. They're also very selfish and self-centered. All about getting their needs met, how they feel, what they want to do, and anything a narcissist does for you is conditional or from the ego. You either have an ulterior motive or they are only doing to gain some sort of recognition. And in terms of changing positive energy, they have nothing to give. They have nothing to offer. So you will often, if not always, feel drained after dealing with them. Their livelihood depends on living off of other people's energy. So what are the ways to deal with a narcissist? Number one, get the hell away from these people. Even if it's a family member or a spouse, you can find others who understand and support what you're going through or what you've been through with the narcissist. Stick up for yourself. You know your situation best, but you need to stand up for yourself. Having the truth behind you will support you. Set boundaries and defend them. Do not always have to be nice.
You gotta learn how to have that balance. You know what I'm saying? But the positive always gotta overcome the negative. But you still gotta have that balance and have that little bit of negativity in you. Sometimes they call for that. It's called self-defense. If you don't got no negativity in you, then you can't defend yourself properly.
Make sure you love yourself. Make sure you know who you are, because these people don't have that and they're counting on you not having it. So that will always be their approach with you.
We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough. We have to get to the cause of it all, or the root of it all. And it is because of our effort toward getting straight to the root that people oftentimes think we're dealing in hate.
LaToya was a low-key hater, straight up. Ladies, you know how that goes. She's the type to make backhanded comments that let you know that she's feeling insecure or jealous, very passive-aggressive. Talks behind people's backs and then goes to hang out with them. Just one of those fake friends, like, I'm gonna get you sucker fake. Type who, when you see them in person, they look nothing like their photo. Whenever LaToya would come out, she would always have a negative attitude, always complaining to the point where you're like, why are you even here? It wasn't until she felt like she had sufficiently dragged down the mood that you would start to see her perk up a little bit. Coming out for her exposed her insecurities with her having to be around a bunch of beautifully dressed women ready to have a good time, knowing how she feels about herself on the inside. To compensate for all of this, she not only exaggerates the idea of herself to others, but to herself as well. She has claimed that she's done so much for me. But listen to this shit. Toya was over a year in the city with no furniture, not even any food in her fridge, and a busted car. I loaned her money when she had no one else, couldn't even get a good payday loan. I never mentioned it. I never sweat her about how long it took her to give me back my money. Because when you do things from the heart rather than the ego, that's just how it is. I spent the night at LaToya's house one time. I actually regret asking her because she has used it to try to make herself out to be this no. savior or something. She later tried to rub that in my face as if I was indebted to her and to boost her ego. Toya told me herself that she used to work for a business that exploits women.
But put it this way, man. I ain't gonna lie, because I ain't no liar.
She did that for a living. So it should be no surprise to me that she would try to exploit my situation to drag herself out of her own low vibration. I have family in the city, and I have friends that I had known since way before I met LaToya, but I opted to ask her to spend the night after the last abusive incident with my ex. Check out the article, because I didn't want to tell my family and friends what had been going on. I should have stuck with my first choice instead of going to her. Her wanting to get external validation for what she had done was her wanting to feel like she was needed so badly. That shows exactly how much in a state of lack and in need she herself was. Narcissists will make you regret asking them for toothpaste. They need to boost themselves up that desperately. But I learned a lesson in that. I learned to stay connected with family and to choose genuine people over something that is just convenient. Before that one night that I spent at LaToya's house, she knew nothing about what was going on behind the scenes in my relationship, other than he got on my nerves. So for her to claim that she had been there for me is a complete lie. When we would go out, it was always just to party or for her to have an opportunity to talk about her life. Another great example of narcissism in this case is the showing of wounds. So with LaToya, even though she had been abused in her past and in her youth, she has tried to use the domestic violence I've experienced to insult me.
I'm not ashamed of that. You never can use that over my head.
But that just makes it obvious that that is where she is still wounded. They react to you like wounded animals. She shows signs of being extreme in her narcissism. She will say things like, I am a beauty queen.
I was prom queen of King High School. This is me.
Did nobody ask you that? I think she won a pageant like 25 years ago, or some amount of time like that ago. I don't care if she won a pageant yesterday, but she still has that image of herself because that marks a time where she felt important.
I was prom queen of King High School.
She can gauge time when it comes to acknowledging her wrongs, but has no sense of time when it comes to what she really is on the outside and the inside. If they lacked love and you're not loving them, if they were neglected and you're not giving them all of your attention all the time, remember this when you're dealing with a narcissist and stand firm. It gives you insight into how to handle them. The real reason why LaToya and I stopped being friends is because I told her I could no longer deal with her backhanded comments, with her acting like her emotions mattered more than anyone else's, and with her unjustifiable, stuck-up attitude. As a narcissist, she could not handle that. That same day, she didn't want to be friends. What she really got mad about was that I decided not to go to an event that I told her I would meet her at. People who are genuine naturally are in the positive and naturally have abundance. Someone who is genuine to give is nothing. But when a narcissist gives, because they are so far in the negative, giving requires a lot. So a narcissist will always try to remind you of every little thing that they've done. They need to do that to feel validated or as if they are justified in sparing energy that they already don't have. When you are not reflecting the false image that a narcissist has built up for themselves and to put out to the rest of the world, that is when you will see their true character.